With millions of YouTube channels, lovers of the weird, wacky, and what the choose talks a lot entertainment. This is Dix News U.S.
Hello and welcome to Dix News U.S. Number 22. I couldn't think of a title for this one because I got such a random array of shit that it would have been like a never-ending title, and I don't like typing those out. Like a title of a thing should not be a paragraph long. Just saying. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well on this wonderful Labor Day, as it is in the United States. And once again, I forgot to turn on my things before the show. There you go. Now, I know. Yeah, my cat's staring at me from the other side of the room like I'm just absolutely just dumb. Yeah, I see that look on your face, Murray. Yeah, you go ahead and go back to sleep. That's fine. Gosh. Let's say hi to the chat, everyone. Let's see. We've got Jason Fox from 540 Studios. Hail, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope you don't stay up too late, considering what time it is in your part of the world. Anyway, Vince Womack, hi. I think the same thing goes for you, yeah? I think so. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's morning. Who knows? We've got John Edgar. Hail, my friend. Good to see you here. It's going to be a good time. Really is. Awesome one. He says, dude. Yeah. And then we have Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival. He says, bonjour, everybody. I'm not late. That's true. You're not late, sir. And we have One Man Show. He says, greetings and salutations. Hello, my friend. Make sure you guys check out the What the Food 3 that we did this morning. It was actually a lot more enjoyable than some of our previous What the Foods, and way more enjoyable than future What the Foods. I can guarantee it. Anywho. Have I got a show for you? Yeah, that's a VeggieTales reference. But we're not singing about vegetables. No. Instead, we're going to talk about... yeah. Prepare for me to mess up a name. Ready? Vehicle rolls into Schuylkill River as man and woman engage in sexual activity. I don't think I've ever rolled a car into a river because I was having sex. But then again, I am not from Philadelphia. What can I say? Have you ever rolled a car having sex into a river in Philadelphia? If you have, then I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you hit me up in the comments or the chat. Anyway, let's check this out, shall we? Philadelphia police responded to an unusual and rather awkward incident on the Schuylkill River early Wednesday morning. A vehicle parked on Kelly Drive had made its way into the river near Columbia Bridge around 4:45 a.m. Police say a man and a woman were engaging in sexual activity in the back seat of the car. Wow, and the woman accidentally disengaged the gear, causing the vehicle to roll right into the water. Oh, so they just got a little amorous and just like, freaky deaky, let's roll that shit into the water. Damn. Christian Delorme says it could have been a real great BJ. Of course that's on your mind. Truckers. Snail Messiah. Hail to the snail, my friend. Holy mofo Batmo. It's the Corey the Mighty. Hello. And he says, hello, all you amazing people. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Snail Messiah. As I said, hail to the snail. Luckily, both the man and woman were able to escape with no injuries. That's good. A broken pecker is no man's friend. The vehicle, believed to be a Land or Range Rover was pulled from the water around 9 a.m. And here you see this car getting yanked out here. The incident comes just weeks after another car drove off into the river with no one inside. Wow. Yeah, so, be careful when having sex in your car, because you can accidentally disengage the brake or take it out of gear. I don't know why it would have, I mean, I guess if it's a manual, that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, just be careful. You know, make sure you put the parking brake and put it in, like, a proper park. Like, somewhere, turn the wheels away from the water somehow. I don't know. Just maybe don't have such vigorous sex that you roll your car into the river. All right? Good talk. John Edgar says, Christian beat me to it. Dang. Ha 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 ha. That's a hell of a price for getting to third base. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. TZ Burton. Hail. He says, hail, Corey, chat. Happy Labor Day. Speaking of our friend here, you know, I just want you to cooperate, you son of a bitch. Anyway, so TZ Burton sent us $6 this morning. He says, enjoy your Labor Day. Shout out to Vince Christian Delorme. I don't know why I misspelled it this time, and the crew. Hail, sir, and once again, thank you for the $6 donation. Hail to the great John Dorg, John Edgar, over on the Rumble side of things. He says, those crazy Pennsylvanians. Yeah, those silly boys over out there in Pennsylvania, they just get into all kinds of shenanigans. Hail to Lord Shadowfrost. I'm finally getting to catch an episode of Dix News. Hail and well met. Hail to you, sir, and thank you for joining us. Yep, and here we go. Here we go. TZ Burton says, Christian, old Milwaukee. Really? Yeah. He was pointing that out as well. One Man Show says, I always made it a point to park on a level surface and block the wheels. Wow. Well, you know, they always say it's better to practice safe sex. And when you're in a car, if that constitutes, then there you go. For shizzle. Man. Our next story comes as a Florida man from The Mirror. And I could not pass this up. I could not. A Florida doctor threw gallons of rank-smelling pee on a peer's medical practice in business spat revenge. In 2022, Dr. Giovanni sold his medical practice to a fellow doctor, Dr. Dylan Dinesh, but since selling it to the medical practitioner, problems have arrived. And yes, John Edgar says, of course, there's a Florida man. Well, of course there is. Wouldn't be Dix News without the Florida man. I don't know what that is. I think my ad blocker is actually working on this site. That's nice. I love it when it doesn't pop up with, oh my gosh, shut your ad blocker off. It's like it's brave. It's built in. Screw you. Anyway, internist Dr. Giovanni Balla sought revenge against someone he did business with in a disgusting way. After buying the practice, blah, 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 they went over it. Dr. Giovanni reportedly became upset over the business with Dr. Dylan in recent months, prompting him to seek revenge. Dr. Dylan operates the affiliated health clinic out of Dr. Giovanni's former St. Petersburg office. Although court records don't reveal the nature of the business dispute, investigators accuse Dr. Giovanni of soaking the front doors of Dr. Dylan's office in gallons of fluid which had the odor of urine on July 30th, per the smoking gun. Wow. Dr. Giovanni didn't stop there when he went back to the property and unleashed a cascade of rank-smelling liquid again on August 17th, according to the news outlet. Unfortunately, the pee-smelling liquid soaked into the front wooden doors. Wow. Causing irreparable damage. It will cost $1,500 to replace the destroyed door, according to the arrest affidavit, which reveals that the medical company took a $6,000 loss due to the urine attacks. Wow. $6,000 because somebody's all like, I'm gonna throw pee at your business. I'm a doctor. I have access to lots of it. John Edgar says, wow. Talk about you're pissed off. No shit. Gross. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong, John. That is really gross. Really, really freaking nasty, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if your doctor is insisting on urine samples every time, make sure he's not sabotaging his neighbor. Anyway, surveillance cameras on the property captured his vehicle both times he visited Dr. Dillon's office. Dr. Buwala was arrested on Tuesday and charged with felony count of criminal mischief. He was released from custody on Wednesday following putting up a $5,000 cash bond. State records confirm that Dr. Giovanni's medical license is expiring in January, expires in January, remains active and lists his primary practice address as his $1.7 million waterfront home in Gulfport. This man is a rich, disgusting fucker. Just saying. Just saying. But wait, there's more. This incident isn't the first time that Giovanni has had a run-in with the law. Dr. Giovanni was fined $10,000 and ordered to perform 100 hours of community service for improperly prescribing medication to an online client who he didn't give a physical exam nor an adequate diagnosis in 2003. He was also held accountable for his actions by the Board of Medicine. At this time, Dr. Giovanni got in trouble in the early 2000s. He was employed for virtualmedicalgroup.com, a telemedicine outfit that is now defunct. Wow. I don't even know what to say about all that. I don't think I'd ever be mad enough at somebody to throw pee at them. If I'm mad enough to throw pee, I might as well just throw a punch. Either way, you're going to jail. Stupid. Stupid. John Edgar says, I used to respect doctors, not anymore. In recent years. Here's one reason why. Yeah. They took the piss out of it, that's for sure. T.C. Burton says, former doctor. Not yet. Future former doctor. Yes. He's a former doctor candidate. Yep. Ooh. Oh, is this going to be one of those stupid sites that doesn't work right? Kind of. Yeah. I hate that. That's dumb. It's really dumb. I mean, this doctor, like, I don't know the details like anybody else, but I feel like that doctor's kind of nuts, crazy, fucking wacko. However you want to put that, you know what I mean? However you want to put that. I do want to take a moment to say that, like John Edgar, I no longer respect doctors, and I no longer trust them. Not that I've trusted them very much in the past, but they're just, like, there's a new brand of crazy going around in the medical profession, and apparently it involves gallons of foul-smelling urine. Not that any urine really smells good, right? I don't know. If it smells sweet, you probably have diabetes. Anyway, Tesla's Cybertruck catches fire after hitting a fire hydrant. Takes 90 minutes to extinguish. The 123 kilowatt hour, I don't know if I said that right or not, my brain's barely working, of battery capacity leads to a very hard fire to put out. And this is a recurring theme that we've seen in recent time, especially since the release of the Cybertruck and, you know, Teslas and stuff like that. They all burn forever. All right, it's crazy. Christian Delorme says, you know, it would be cool having a regular stream so all of us in the chat can meet up. Yeah, I could totally do that. I could figure that out at some point. You know, we could probably set that up. I don't know. That's a lot of coordinating. I don't know if I could okay. If you're interested in being on the show with the regulars, if you will, hit me up on Twitter. The boom right here, X, whatever. My link is in the live chat right here, x.com/talent YouTube with underscores. You can see it. Check it out. Hit me up. We'll figure all that out. Yeah. One Man Show says, I still can't believe people bought that thing. I know, dude. There's 4 of them that regularly drive around the town that I'm in, and one of them is used to advertise for a design company. Okay, if you're going to put a billboard for your design company on a vehicle, make it a stylish one. Not a fucking Cybertruck. The car everybody drew in, like, the 6th grade. Like, gosh. John Edgar says, electric vehicles are far from perfected to already be in widespread use. I agree to that. I agree with that 100%. One Man Show says, I'm allergic to Twitter. Well, I don't blame you, bro. John Edgar says, agreed, there's one running around my little Missouri cow town of maybe 7,000 people. It's getting crazy, bro. Crazy. TZ Burton says, we had a lithium-ion battery rapidly vent and produce a small mushroom cloud on the factory floor. These batteries can be dangerous. Yes, they can. As we covered last week in Dix News International. Was that last week? Something like that. You can turn certain Toyotas into hydrogen bombs. One Man Show says, I guess it would be ideal for magnetic signs. I mean, technically, yeah, but I mean, unless you get factory approval to paint it or to put a wrap on it, you void the warranty. Just saying. Christian Delorme says, we truckers call the Tesla truck the toaster. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. The toaster, especially when they burn for 10 hours. Anyway, cars and trucks catch fire all the time due to accidents, crashes, and malfunctions. But some vehicular infernos are more newsworthy than others. For example, when the vehicle in question is an opinion-splitting Tesla Cybertruck, and when the aforementioned fire happens after the truck hit a fire hydrant. The fire happened in Harlingen, Texas. I don't know why I have trouble saying names of places. Like what? Harlingen, Texas, on Tuesday, August 27th. According to local firefighters, it took over an hour to douse the damaged battery blaze. Hour? 90 minutes. I'm sorry. 90 minutes this time. That means they're getting better at it, because one time I heard about this one that caught fire, and it burned for like 24 fucking hours. Because they like, what? Anyway, so yeah. 90 minutes to put it out with professional firefighters. Local reports state that the accident involved the Cybertruck alone and no other vehicles. The Tesla's occupants escaped unharmed. It's unclear how the driver happened to hit the fire hydrant, but the rest is clear. The spray of water from the shattered fire plug damaged the Tesla's battery compartment, according to firefighters, causing a runaway thermal fire that defied quick and easy efforts to extinguish. And it looks like this is a video, but it is in fact not a video. I'm clicking on it, but it is not a video. Anyway, the lithium-ion batteries of electric vehicles are highly resistant to conventional firefighting methods, such as pouring water on the blaze to cool and suffocate it, because the integrated components of a cell battery contain not just the fuel form of the electrolyte, but... I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. Now my brain broke. But also an integrated heat source and a source of oxygen. These 3 factors are generally known as the fire triangle. As such, once a burn begins, it requires substantially greater effort to starve it of heat or air. Also, I would like to point out that the batteries are not easy to dispose of. So that raises an environmental concern, right? Just saying. It costs a lot to get rid of these kinds of things too. So that's, just saying. John Edgar says it does beg the question, how in the hell did it hit the fire hydrant in the first place? It really does. One Man Show says, do these firefighters not know that lithium and water don't play well together? They do, and unfortunately that meant probably shutting off the main to the fire hydrant and then dousing it in the retardant foam stuff that they use typically in, like, I like to imagine them dousing it in, like, the same stuff that they use in, like, uh, nuclear plant fires and stuff. Just saying. Electric cars such as Tesla are not like ordinary cars. We can just go and turn off with water. It takes an excessive amount of water, so they used a lot of water. That's unfortunate for Texas. He confirmed that it took 90 minutes to put out the fire. After the blaze was knocked out, the fire department reportedly followed the truck as a tow truck took it away in case a new flame started up. Electric vehicles that catch fire can spark secondary blazes even days after the initial issue if the battery manages to heat itself back up to ignition point. So, careful monitoring of the wreckage is important. This is very true. This is very true. I mean, I don't know why they would have done fire in the first, or water in the first place. I know that a lot of these places probably have a funding issue to get the proper retardant foam, but with the advent and continued increase in popularity of electric vehicles, it's going to be very soon that we require these kinds of firefighting methods in a regular basis. Like, every firehouse should have something to deal with Tesla fires specifically. It could be called the Tesla fire kit for all I give a shit. Just saying. And then, of course, Jason Fox from 540 Studio. Hello again, my friend. He has a dinosaur freaking out and a weird orange face looking like he's cringing to death. And then TZ Burton says, you can use halon gas, but humans won't like it. Removes oxygen. Yeah, the oxygen killer bomb with halon would totally, wreak some havoc, but we're not talking about Godzilla kind of stuff. Yeah, the oxygen destroyer. If anybody remembers that, that was awesome. So, but yeah, like, Tesla fires take a long fucking time to put out, unless you have the proper equipment or a shitload of water. So, yeah, it's just my personal opinion that every fire fighting every fire station should start carrying things to fight Tesla fires. Just saying. Yeah. Hail to the snail, he says. Danish university has invented a new battery. A base element of it is rock. It doesn't catch fire and is more efficient than lithium batteries. Good luck getting that approved by anyone in the United States. John Edgar says the oxygen destroyer. Corey, your nerd cred just went up 20 points. What? I love the oxygen destroyer, bro. This shit's great. I can get you the article in English if you want. I'm okay. I'm okay. If it doesn't catch fire, what's the point? If you can't turn it into a hydrogen bomb, is it really a proper electric vehicle? I guess it's technically a hydrogen-powered car, if not electric, but still, whatever. Whatever. All right. And now we move on over to the lovely state of New Jersey. Yep. Gotta love New Jersey. It's a lovely place. I hear it smells a little bit in certain places, and that there's a crime issue in certain places, and that the people there are kind of assholes in certain places. And that the food's not that great. And I mean, but there's nothing wrong with New Jersey, right? Just don't go swimming in the river. Awesome one says, time for some donut burger time. You go get your donut burger, bro. Have fun with your Luther. All right. Yeah. Gross. Ew. Anyway, so you go to a nice place in New Jersey and you sit down and you're like, I'm just going to have a nice meal. you know? You funny, Snail says, oh, you have a New Jersey? What team? I don't like sports ball. I don't have a New Jersey. The only jersey that I own, well, two technically, one I can't talk about. Uh, the only jersey that I own for public knowledge is the Flash. Yeah, it's just has the Flash on it. The Flash's symbol, and it's old as hell. Pre-Ezra bullshit. Nah, I mean, one man show says just call them exotic fuel vehicles, and you can group them. Hey, why not? Someone says, or maybe some boiled bananas. Yeah, everybody loves the boiled bananas turned into liver loaf looking shit. In case you have no idea what he's talking about, check out What the Food 3. Blech. One man show says, okay, Hershey does make decent... Hershey? Does make decent submarine sandwiches. Can't think of anything else, though. I'm assuming that's in Jersey? I have no idea. But you go and you're expecting a nice meal, and what do you get? Jersey. Okay, Jersey does make some decent sub sandwiches. I haven't heard that. I might have to do some research, because you know me with food. I love it. But if you go to a nice restaurant, customer wields steak knife during wild fight over spilled wine at a posh New Jersey restaurant. First of all, posh and New Jersey probably not be in the same sentence together. Yeah, so spilled wine leads to a knife attack. Tonight on Dix News U.S. What? A fight at an upscale New Jersey hotspot looked like something out of a reality show, but will have very real consequences after a customer was nearly stabbed with a steak knife. A video showing the wild scene from inside Red Horse Restaurant in Rumson has been circulating on social media since the incident went down on Thursday. The suspect, 75-year-old David Gully from Florida, a Florida man in New Jersey. Who'd have thought? Florida men going around and spreading their craziness everywhere. Gosh. He lunged at a customer. Gully at one point was holding what police said was a steak knife after the fight broke out. Officers who responded to the scene said they also saw Gully punch a manager. 75-year-old man punching people in the face. What set off this chaotic brawl? Wine getting spilled on the wife of the man whom Gully went after, according to the police. So wine got spilled on this dude's wife, and not Gully's wife. Okay, let's try and get this straight. Okay, wine got spilled on the guy who got attacked by the knife. No, so wine got knocked over at the table and it spilled onto the lady. The lady was the wife of the dude who got attacked by this Gully dude with the steak knife, and as a result, he attacked. Did he attack the dude for spilling wine on his own wife? Did Gully attack the other dude for... What? Anyway, wine getting spilled on the wife of the man whom Gully went after is what caused this fight. The victim injured his hand in the mayhem but refused medical treatment. Gully now faces a number of charges, including aggravated assault, possession of a weapon, terroristic threats, and disorderly conduct. He was issued summons and released. The restaurant is owned by celebrity chef David Burke, who said in a statement, in the grand scheme of things, this was a minor, although admittedly unusual, incident that my staff handled very well. I'm proud of them. They did exactly what they should have done. And there's supposed to be a video right here. But Brave is apparently doing its job too well. I want to show you guys the video. Is there any way to disable, like... Can I... Site settings? Nope. Oh well. John Edgar says, of course he's a Florida man. Jason Fox says, oh man. One man show says Florida man brought a steak knife to a carving knife fight. Typical. Yeah. He almost won, I guess. Depending on how you define victory, I suppose. Christian Delorme says, God bless this man, standing up for principles at 75. I don't think that's quite what happened, Christian. According to the reports, that's not at all what happened. This man just had like a demented moment, and he just like went after some dude for spilling wine on his own wife. Like what? One man show says poorly worded article, maybe? I don't know. Awesome One says stab and dash at your favorite restaurant. Wow. Yeah. No shit. Jason says, I feel bad for the wasted wine. Fair point. Fair point. And, it could have gone a lot worse. I saw the video, and honestly, the man seemed severely disoriented and aggravated, and that probably caused some issues. But if we're being honest, at no point should you attack a man with a steak knife over spilling wine, even if it's your wife. If he splashes the wine in her face, I mean, just give him a dick punch. A really hard one. Rupture one of those testicles. Who cares? But, like, a knife? That's a bit much. That's a bit much. But to be fair, he's an old guy. He probably needed some assistance. One man show says, hopefully stab and dash doesn't become trendy. No shit. Stab and dash would be a terrible thing. But I wouldn't put it past the crazy, crazy world that we live in. Man. Hold on. Okay, we're better now. We're better. The following story you've probably heard about. But I don't care. I'm going to absolutely look at this, and it's going to be funny as hell. T.C. Burton says, probably thought he was president. Hey, come on, man. Anyway, woman claims Kanye West telegraphically told her to steal a car with a child inside. Telegraphically, and no, that's not a typo. That's literally what she said. Ugh, crazy people. Kanye West, you should stop telegraphing people. Nobody uses that technology anymore. Just saying. Henderson, Kentucky. A woman from Louisville is behind bars after police say she was trying to get into a random cars outside of Evansville businesses. According to an affidavit, Evansville police officers were called to the 200 block of North Main Street. Police were able to identify the woman as Ricky Smith. 28, by the way. Drugs may have been involved. One person told police he was working when he saw Smith allegedly trying to open car doors that were in a parking lot nearby. He said Smith found a vehicle that was unlocked and sat in the driver's seat. He claimed he told Smith to leave. He also claimed that Smith jumped into another woman's vehicle while she began to walk into the store. He said he tried to pull Smith out of the vehicle, but couldn't due to Smith still holding onto the gear shifter. That was when the woman reportedly ran over, grabbed Smith by the hair, pulling her out. The woman reportedly told police that she was taking her child to daycare and had to stop at the store. She claimed she left the vehicle unlocked and started walking across the street when she saw Smith getting into her vehicle. I just gotta say real quick, don't leave your fucking kids in the car. Period. Like, I'm sorry. In today's world, just don't. That's a fucking retarded thing to do. All right? And especially if it's across the street from where you're parking. Get the kid out of the car. If they steal your car, so be it. But your child? Fuck this lady. Anyway. The woman was a bitch. Anyway, Smith claimed she was traveling from Louisville to Evansville when her car broke down and she hitched the rest of the way. When asked why she would steal a vehicle, Smith said that Kanye West speaks to her telegraphically and told her to steal it. Smith was taken to Vanderbilt County Jail, where officers received more information that Smith had wrecked her vehicle into a tree line off Highway 64, which is why she said she abandoned the vehicle. Don't take me. As of writing, her booking photo is not available. Yeah. One Man Show says it was the voices. Yeah, for real. This lady hearing voices because she drugged out on some crazy ass whacked out drugs. Drugs. Drugs are bad and good. John Edgar says, yes, why the hell was the kid still in the car? Thank you, John. I know that makes you upset when children get in trouble, but it should piss everyone off. You know, like, why the fuck would you leave your kid in the car? Jason Fox is like, yeah. One Man Show says removing the child was inconvenient. Yes, and in today's world, convenience over all. Convenience over all. People will do anything for the sake of convenience, and I mean literally anything. All right? They will sacrifice safeties and freedoms for convenience. We've seen it in real time. I mean, people will, like, get rid of their children for inconveniencing them. Like, we live in a shit society, ladies and gentlemen. We really do. And, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. But I don't want to go to Mars. It's not quite habitable yet. I'll figure something out, I guess. Anyway, so now for a lesson in why the buddy system is important. And why you should never, even during trust exercises, trust your fucking coworkers. All right? And I will explain as I go on, but 15 coworkers hiked up a Colorado mountain. There were only 14 when they came back down. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Awesome One says, Israel and surrounding countries ate their own kids back in the day. I have no idea if that's true or not. I've never seen anything to substantiate that, but I don't do much research onto other countries and stuff because I don't really fucking care. Just saying. Okay. So One Man Show says, please don't include me in that blanket statement. If it were true, I'd be on Twitter and Instagram, wouldn't I? Well, yes, there are exceptions to the rule, my friend, but I like generalizing because it makes life easy and it's convenient. Awesome One says, speaking of cannibalism, yes, I gathered that much. Anyway, John Edgar says, oh, dude, I heard about this one. Yes, I was not too surprised. Never trust your coworkers, ever. Indeed. Awesome One says, it's in the Bible. Yeah, you think I've read the whole fucking thing? Seriously? I'm working on it. Anyway, Christian Alarm says, it's because of the odd number. Yeah, you can make a 3-man team. Just saying, you can make a 3-man team. A group of 15 coworkers on an office retreat headed up a mountain trail in Colorado last week, but when they returned, one of their colleagues was missing. They set out from Blank's Cabin trailhead on Mount Shavano near Salida, Colorado, the morning of August 23rd, Chaffee County Search and Rescue said in their news release on Facebook. After one of the hikers reached the mountain peak at around 11:30 a.m., he turned to head back down, he became disoriented. In his initial attempts to descend, he found himself in the steep boulder and scree field on the northeast slopes toward Shavano Lake. The concerned hiker sent a pin drop to his colleagues, who were allegedly descending, to alert them of his location, according to officials. This is where it gets me. His colleagues told him he was on the wrong route, and he told him to climb back up the slope to regain the trail. Excuse me. Around 4 p.m., the hiker had regained the ridge between Mount Shavano and Tabagouch Peak. He sent his group another pin, letting them know he was near the trail. Shortly after that message, a strong storm passed through the area with freezing rain and high winds, and he again became disoriented, losing cell phone signal. Chaffee County Search and Rescue South officials said they received an alert around 9 p.m. about an overdue hiker dressed in all black somewhere in the mountain. Rescue teams worked through the night to find him, but strong winds and freezing rain hindered their progress. Working from the last known point of the ridge between Shavano and Tabagash, I don't know. Teams were focused on clearing standard route last known point, to the last known point, which was, and the Shavano Lake Scrocky drainage, just in case his body washed in there. Several other rescue organizations joined the efforts to find the man and told rescuers that he was found, and who told rescuers when he was found he had fallen at least 20 times on the steep slopes after becoming very disoriented. After the last fall, he was unable to get back up, but very luckily regained enough cell service to make a 911 call. The call was what made the difference. Rescuers found him in a gully below the Spirit Point, and he was taken to the hospital for additional care. A spokesperson for the search and rescue declined to provide an update on the hiker's condition as of Friday. This hiker was phenomenally lucky to have regained cell service when he did, and still have enough consciousness and wherewithal to call 911. The organization said in a release, though he was located in a tertiary search area, it would have been some time before teams made it to that location on their own. Yeah, so why is this such a big deal? Because, motherfucker, why in the world would you allow a single colleague to go and do that? Okay, if you're on a company retreat, the company is technically liable for anything that happens during company time and company retreats. So maybe he signed a waiver. I don't know. But what we're getting down to is, just because there's 15 people, you could break apart into 5 teams of 3. You could buddy system up with a bunch of, like, say, 7 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. I don't know. Or, no, that's not right. Add him to 1. 6 groups of 7, 1 of 8. I don't know. Anyway, my brain is breaking because I don't fucking care. But I'm just saying, okay, you need to stay in the buddy system if you're going to be in the mountains of Colorado, you stupid fucks. You can't let someone go off on their own. All right? Assuming this man is even an experienced hiker, he probably shouldn't have been by himself in that area because there are gullies, there's washout areas. The boulders and scree areas are just, like, incredibly dangerous for novices to begin with. It's just ridiculous. And this man's coworkers let him down. They dropped the ball, okay? Because, 1, someone should have been with him in the first place, all right? They're just douchebags for not being with him in the first place. 2, when he dropped that first pin and they were like, oh, he's not on the trail, someone should have fucking gone back, okay? 2 people could have gone back, and the other 12 could have gone down to get the rescuers. I'm just saying, okay? What the fuck? Ugh. TZ Burton says, probably IT guys didn't hear her, so it's probably not HR. One man show says, dressed in all black, genius for climbers and hikers. Yeah, that was a stupid move on his part. He should not have, you need to carry something brightly colored with you. A really good thing to carry with you if you're hiking in the mountains anywhere is just an orange trash bag. Okay? An orange trash bag. Makes you really easy to spot day or night. You can tie it to yourself. You can use it for rain protection. Orange trash bag. Not a tiny one. One of those big-ass construction site orange trash bags that should be in your survival kit if you have one. Oh my gosh. Awesome One says, was pig calls heard through the forest. One man show says the 912 calls just wouldn't go through. That's fair. John Edgar says, also sounds like they picked a trail of a higher technical difficulty, if I remember from my hiking terms correctly, than they were skilled for. Yeah. Awesome One says, I've hiked a lot alone and with groups. Yeah, but I bet if you're going into the mountains, I'm just saying, if you're going hiking into the mountains and you already have people with you, buddy system, motherfuckers. It's great if you're a skilled hiker and you could do all this stuff by yourself. But I'm just going to say this one time. The most skilled hikers, survivalists, and doomsday preppers in the world die because of stupid shit in the wilderness. And there was a lot of stupid shit going on with this case. And if you're going to be in the wilderness, don't be a stupid fuck. That's all I have to say. One way or the other. Don't go someplace you shouldn't be. Don't leave the group. And most importantly, make yourself easy to find. Don't fucking wander around. They say stay put for a reason. All right? It's because if you wander around, it's harder to find you. Idiots. TZ Burton says he banged someone in the group's wife. That's possible. Very possible. Yeah. One man show says going back would have been inconvenient. Well said. Well said. One man show also says a group calling for help would have been inconvenient too. Well, you're not wrong. A flare gun. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad thing to have. One man show says, tell that to Julian Sands. Oops, too late. John Edgar says, I've hiked a lot myself several years and several pounds ago. Because I was the slowest hiker, I got left behind all the time. It's disheartening. Yes. Awesome One says, I would just walk off alone and usually good with directions and knowing where I am on a map or notice landmarks. That's good. Those are very basic survival skills and good to have. Still, really depends on your situation. I highly doubt you're walking off into a rocky bouldery rocky crag of some kind that, people would probably have to worry about you especially during ice storms and shit. You're probably a little smarter than that. Because I don't know if I said this or not, but there was a lot of stupid in this case. A lot. Lots of stupid in this case, okay? First of all, whatever manager was in charge of this company retreat is basically responsible for the safety of everyone there. Once again, unless they signed a waiver and said, I'll take my own responsibility for being stupid. But Awesome One says last up, first down. Some people. I know lots of people that are last up, first down. They don't like it at all. Yeah. I don't like leaving people behind on hikes or anything like that myself. Just saying. Awesome One says, North Carolina mountains was most my hiking alone. I hear that's a lovely mountain range. And now I hear that you might actually have to worry about mountain lions being up there. Because I heard that they were making a comeback in the Carolinas. Both of them, not just South Carolina, North Carolina as well. And it's been a long time since there were mountain lions in the Carolinas. Like, a long time. Check that out. Google that shit. It's pretty crazy. TZ Burton says, I hiked to the Cascade Mountains in western Washington in the winter. Last time, too easy to get lost. Yeah. Hiking in the winter is especially dangerous. These guys had to deal with freezing rain, which is way different than having to deal with, like, blizzard conditions in the mountains, but you can still get hypothermia one way or the other. But the real thing with hiking in wintertime is, like, if you're not blazing while you're doing a blizzard hike or something along those lines, or you're not hunkering down and waiting out the storm, you can get fucked over super easy. Sometimes by the grace of God and through luck, you make it out of that kind of condition by walking and going and stuff. But the reality is hiking in the snow is such a, it's a dangerous thing to do, but if you know how to do it, it's really fun. Of course, snowshoes and stuff like that are really nice too, but Awesome One says, just stick to the path or just use a map and the sun for directions. Sometimes mountains around you. This is very true, but if you're disoriented from dehydration or altitude or anything like that, altitude is a serious problem in Colorado for a lot of people. There's a lot of people who do not handle anything higher than like 7,000 feet. And being where they were outside of Salida, I think I said. Yeah, you're looking at, let's just take a look at Blank's Cabin Trailhead, Colorado. I can't believe I'm misspelling Colorado. Altitude. Because I bet you this is why he got. Yeah, he was probably suffering from altitude sickness if we're looking at it, because North Fork to it's over 9,000 feet, and if you're not used to being over 9,000 feet, it will mess with you hardcore. You're talking migraines. You're talking like you need to drink a shitload of water. They sell oxygen tanks in stores in Colorado for people who are not used to the elevation and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Awesome One says, I spent 40 days hiking the Georgia-South Carolina border. There's a national park along a few hundred miles. That's cool. I like that. I like that. But yeah, I'm assuming he got disoriented because of altitude sickness. It happens. It even happens to residents that live here all the time or have lived here their entire lives. It's literally just a matter of how well you're taking care of your body, you know, and how prepared you are for the area. And at 11:30 in the morning, if this guy didn't eat a good breakfast, if he didn't load up on carbs and protein first thing in the morning, and then he went hiking up to 10,000 feet, it's just not. That's not a good combo. And then, of course, there's a chance he's dehydrated if he just drank coffee in the morning and didn't bring enough water, you know. And that's why, like, I'm glad Awesome One understands how to safely approach nature hikes and things like that. But clearly, a bunch of office workers should have probably had someone familiar with the area or someone who's familiar with group hiking at least heard them a little bit. And if this is the guy, if the guy that got disoriented and lost turns out to be the guy that's in charge of it all, he's a, an extra stupid person. Extra stupid. You know, some macho man wanting to go up for a morning hike. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances behind it, but most likely altitude sickness. Someone says some people can't cross the street without a GPS. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And of course, One Man Show says, coffee. Yeah, coffee does sound pretty good right now, honestly. It just makes me upset when, you know, like, because I'm in Colorado. I've been here my whole life. I've learned the ins and outs of mountain survival and desert survival in southern Colorado. And I've learned various tricks to telling direction, you know, to being able to like blaze a trail, various things like this. And when you just go out and just like, oh my gosh, let's have a company retreat. Like these guys could have gone somewhere with much lower elevation. There's plenty of like nature trails and shit in Colorado that are like 6,000 feet and below. Even with camping and like good surroundings and stuff, like you could go to Idaho Springs. That's at 7,600 feet. You know, 2,000 feet makes a huge difference in elevation. Just saying. Awesome One says, I don't know. I just used it as alone time with God when hiking. I never felt afraid or alone. Well, and that's another thing that really fucks with hikers, especially if they're doing alone walks. Because I've always enjoyed going on lone hikes in areas that are fitting to my skill level. And I've never been afraid. I've never gotten lost. Like one time I had to walk clear down from a camping site in the mountains back to the city because the douchebag I was camping with literally left us in the middle of the fucking night. It was stupid. But anyway, but that's the thing is your mind can fuck with you in these situations. You know what I mean? They can fuck with you real bad if you're not in the proper mindset or you're not used to the situation. And so, I mean, just take a buddy when you're doing something new. And if you're on an office retreat, why the hell are you going off alone? Just get back down the mountain and go home. Like, fuck that. I've never liked office retreats and stuff like that. Stupid. One Man Show says, no doubt they felt like being manly men and had egos to further inflate. Yeah. And I bet you that guy is probably the butt of some jokes right now at the office. But especially from the 14 people that decided he didn't need, you know, to be rescued by anyone in the group. Oh, well, we know where the trail is. We could just go back up and maybe try and find him where we left him. Like, douchebags. One man show says, or they were looking to cull someone from their herd. Awesome one says, was he fat? He could have been. I don't know. I know you were really hoping for a cannibalism angle on this, but unfortunately, no. No one's chewing the fat in this case. Sorry. Just us. Chewing the fat. You know. John Edgar says, oh yeah, I'm 100% sure of that. He nearly died, but he's still the butt of their jokes now. I hope he can sue somehow. I just hope that they learn from this. Like, that guy needs to learn that he needs better coworkers, so he needs to find a different job. Or if he's the boss, he needs to, like, maybe, like, have some vengeance. But I'm not involved in this situation, so don't take my word for anything that I'm saying right now. I just, personal feelings towards the matter. Awesome one says, maybe he ate that pointless 4-foot burger before the hike. It's possible. Is food drunk? Just like... I don't know what he's laughing at right now. He says, learned. Yeah, I know. Learning lessons is not their strong suit, bro. People. This is why I never want to leave my house. These people is crazy. Anyway. As I like to say, I think that's enough for now. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Dix News number 22. Dix News U.S. number 22. I hope you had a great stream. I will catch you guys next time. Thursday, I will be doing a Frank Lee Odd Things live right here in place of Dix News International. It will be a good time. Be there. 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, etc., etc. Check it out. Be there. All right. And I had a good time. Awesome one says, ciao. John Edgar says, thanks again, Corey. See you on Monday Meltdown. Awesome one once again says, God bless y'all. Boosh says, K-bye. Well, hi, bye. I mean, gosh, if you would have showed up sooner, we had a whole hour to get through. Oh my gosh. One Man Show says, learn more about vodka in his water, maybe. Learn to put more vodka in his water, maybe. Perhaps. John Edgar says, have a good night, good evening, chat. Christian Delorme says, good night. And TZ Barton says, thank you, Corey and chat. Yes, indeed. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Stay sexy. Don't get murdered. And all that.